Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, 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 all you snarky bees. Bitch, we have some stuff to talk about today. I tried to type bitch in the comment section and YouTube blocked me every iteration I tried to do. It was like, you can't say this. YouTube thinks you're being rude. Like, of course I'm being rude. You do know what channel this is. I mean, come on, son. I couldn't even take it. Thank you, Green-Eyed Nana. I appreciate that. Honey's fired up. Garrison's here. What's up, everybody in the chat? Cheesy Friend is here. Jeannie is here. Hello, Jeannie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know I'm missing people. I didn't even get to the top. Let me go to the top. I'm just real quick say hi to everybody. Holy cow, there's so many comments. Yeah, Cheesy Friend was here way early. Angela was here early. Jen Garcia was here. G Key was here. G Key's probably going to be still on the road, so he's not going to be here to mod today. So it's going to be all on Jeannie and Honey. Oh my gosh, you ladies can handle it. We don't get many trolls over here, and when we do, it's fun to tell them off. So it's whatever. Welcome in, Lisa. Looking forward to this live. It's unreal what is being brought to light. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Elmer's here. Yeah, I was going to go live yesterday, but I wanted to wait for Candace because I knew she had something to talk about, right? I knew she had something, information. And so I wanted to wait until she did her live to see like what all she found out. And then, of course, as soon as she was done, Baron came on, and I'm like, okay. And then by the time Baron was done, I was way too tired. So I just rescheduled for today. So I hope you guys aren't too mad about it. I should have posted it. Do you guys even read the post section of YouTube? Like how they tried to make it like Facebook where you post pictures and things like that? Because I can post on there if you guys read that stuff. But I didn't, I didn't know if you guys would read. I posted last night about this live, I think it was, but I didn't post like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go live till tomorrow. I just didn't know if you guys even look at that, but I will post there if you do. The Elite Asset Intel is here. What's up? Kathy is here. Hello, Kathy. Hello. Of course, Honey is here. Hi, Honey. Yeah, here's all my comments that YouTube wouldn't let me type. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Jay is here. What's up, Jay? All right. Labs is here. What's up, Labs? And Vossi is here. Yeah, boss, you know what? I was, oh no, Baron's members only is going live now too. Oh my gosh. Oh well. I have to, go live sometime. They can't just hog all the airways. But anyways, Heather's here. What's up, Heather? Crystal. Well, hope you guys can go back and forth, I guess. Josia, and I swear I'm still saying that name wrong. You should type it out phonetically for me so I'm not messing it up because I feel like I'm being rude every time I mess it up. Iowa in the house, of course. Green Eyed Nana is here. And Suzanne, what's up, guys? Oh yeah, Vossi, I wanted to tell you I was cutting that live stream the other day where you would ask me about Black Line Brief, and I was cutting it, and I guess I made it sound like I wouldn't do anything with him, but that wasn't what I meant. I just meant like that would be so awesome, but usually people don't want to do anything with me. So that's what I meant when I said that. It was kind of like a little bit I don't know why I said it like that, but it made it sound like I was like, "Oh no, they'll never, we'll never do anything together." But that's not what I meant, and I felt bad because you were like, "I paid for a super chat to talk to him," and I felt bad about that. Welcome in, Deb Daisy. All right, all right. Heather, I don't know if I said hi to Heather. Okay, snarky means what? Like bitchy. It's like a nice word for bitchy, I guess. No, a little bit smart mouthy, I guess. Kennedy is here. What's up, Kennedy? Um, my perspective. All right. Hello. Oh, hello, hello. All right, I'm trying to get down to the Jamie is here. What's up, Jamie? Barb. Hi, Barb. All right. I think I'm pretty much down to the end. And if I miss, stay ready. All right, stay ready. Welcome, welcome. All right, I'm at the down to the bottom. And if I miss saying, if I miss saying hello to you, just flip me the bird in the chat and I will recognize you over there. So yeah, what if I told you that Candace just dropped a major tip claiming a 911 call was actually made from inside Charlie Kirk's SUV while they were racing to the hospital? And what if I told you that according to the tip, the call lasted 3 to 5 minutes, the phone was never properly engaged with the operator, and in the background you can allegedly hear them saying, "We got him," followed by the repeated command, "Get that off of him. Get that off of him." What exactly were they trying to remove from Charlie in that moment? I think we have a pretty good idea, allegedly, of what we allegedly think it allegedly was. Allegedly, right? And guys, what if I told you at the same time new developments are emerging in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells, who is the college football player who was found dead after allegedly being left on Horn Island on July 4th, where the independent autopsy still lists the cause and manner of death as undetermined. Serious questions are still remaining unanswered in that case. And today, we are going to break down Candace's 911 call lead, the latest updates on, Nolan Wells. And if we have enough time, we're also going to touch on the ongoing doxing wars between Lisa Knows and Leah Files and what keeps happening to anybody who's deciding to actually come on YouTube and report the story and make it like an unfavorable story for Lisa Knows. And it's creepy as hell and straight up effed up. Okay. So stick around because all these stories just got more complicated and we are about to get into all of them. All right. And I'm making myself a super chat goal. I never did this before, but I'm going to make one. All right. I'm starting a super chat goal. Let's see if you guys can figure, if you guys see. Okay, let's see what happens when I do that because I'm not sure what'll happen. But I see I already got a super chat. Painful Truth sent me a super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let me take this down. Let me take that down. Okay, so the Candace Owens 911 call stuff. Let me make sure I'm on the right page. No, I'm on the Nolan Wells stuff. Let me close that. Go to the Candace Owens stuff. And let me see. Am I on the right thing? This is the page I want to share. Hang on. Let me pull that up and share that. Okay. That and add. All right, let's add this to the stage. Yes, please hit the like button. There is showing only 68 people here. And so if you don't hit the like button, no one else will show up. No one will come and hang out with us. And we will be the stupidest ass live stream on YouTube. Okay, and we don't want that. I don't want that for myself. I'll feel so sad. I really will. All right, I really will. All right. So here's what Candace Owens has to say about this 911 call. I was dying when she said this. Dying.
Actually, today, to get to the big part, I would like to return to the alleged 911 call that took place from Charlie's security team en route to the hospital. We've been asking this question repeatedly. Where is that call that should be publicized? It seems everyone's making all of these gamma requests. Independent investigators have downloaded, listened through all of the calls. No one seems to be able to find this conversation. And Brian Harpole was very clear in my lawsuit. He lies in the lawsuit, so I wasn't sure if we could believe this, that a 911 call did take place. And what I always stood out to me was that
I missed that part
that providing
that Brian Harpole actually said that a 911 call took place in that lawsuit. I totally missed that part. So I'm glad she reminded us. Did you guys remember that? I did not.
This near play-by-play of what everyone was doing during that short ride. This is what Rick was doing, isn't it? No one wants to take credit for dialing out to emergency services, right? They wanted to make everyone a hero. Frank maybe is or is not doing CPR while no one's looking. Mikey has jumped into action and he is amazing. And he's dialing up the vice president, making arrangements. Everyone has like a narrative here where they're supposed to be viewed as a superhero.
They really did. Okay. They really did with this. Immediately afterwards, they were talking about Mikey McCoy, the amazing Mikey McCoy. Like he knew right what to do. Like he is 20 some years old. Okay. A 20 some year old kid jumped into action and he knew everything to do, right? He was like calling people and ordering planes and getting Erica where she needed to go. And I mean, he knew exactly. He was trained for this very thing. The amazing Mikey McCoy. And thank you so much, honey, for the super chat. I love you. Thank you so much. My favorite snarky bitch. Thank you. Yes, I said if I get 10 super chats in the first hour, I'm going to show you guys a secret skill that I have that nobody knows about. Only a couple of you guys in chat know about it, but I'll show it to you if I get 10 super chats. I've got 1 out of 10. I guess the super stickers don't count. Sorry. Sorry, painful truth. All right, here we go.
But when it comes to 911 call, they don't want to answer. That's weird. Something weird must have happened. Well, we may have an answer to that. And I want to say we're just at the beginning of this. We're going to have a lot more for you. This is going to be a crazy week. I don't know what's happened since the preliminary hearing, but it seems like true heroes are actually arising and people are starting to speak out. And really to go max, but I'll tell you about.
Now let's just take a moment to realize that this girl, okay, she knows way more than she ever says, like way more. So if she's talking about this shit right here, oh my gosh, because there's got to be so much more that she knows, and I can't wait to hear what it is. I am dying to wait till later to see what she says.
The solid tip I would like to add, so solid that I would very much caution people not to lie on record about this very quickly.
Ooh.
Tip that we received is that the call did, in fact, take place. Not only that, but it lasted anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So apparently someone phones 911 and then did not engage with the 911 operator. The phone sounds as though it's dropped. It's running.
Now, let me ask you guys, who thinks that they dropped the phone and who thinks that they did that on purpose so that there would be a record of 911, but they didn't have to really say anything to the 911 people, right? Like there would just be a record of it and they could say like, oh, we just got so distraught that we dropped it on accident and we just, we don't know what happened with that. Like, what are you guys think about this? Did they drop it on purpose or was it like, an accident? Did they accidentally go to call and then just got so upset and so freaked out by, whatever was going on that they forgot that they called 911 and they just dropped it on the floor? I mean, I just don't know. I want to know what you guys think about this. I really do. Here we go.
For approximately 5 minutes without the caller recognizing that it was still on. So almost like a 911 call turned butt dial. We'll have to get more details of how that could have occurred. But in the midst, what was heard on this call and what was captured rather on this call is, quote, "We got him. We are taking him to the hospital." Okay, maybe that was supposed to be to the operator. A strange thing to say. Now on what's your emergency? We got him and we're taking him to the hospital. Maybe.
I have my alleged feeling on that part. Allegedly, in my opinion, is that was picked up from somebody else who was on another phone call in the car, right? Somebody else was on another phone call and they were saying, "Look, we got him. We got him. We're in the car. We got him." And they just happened to pick that up, right? It just kind of, the sound traveled into the 911 call. Okay. That's my opinion on that part.
Maybe it was supposed to be said. Almost sounds to me almost like a status update, followed by chaos, followed by a voice saying, "Get out of the way," followed by what sounds like high rates of speed is coming across. So the car is moving quickly. But here's where it gets super interesting. Also, allegedly not for long, the statement, "Get that off of him."
Oh, get that off of him.
Get that off of him is captured on.
Now, I think we can all say that we recall, hang on a second, because I want to show you guys what I think we can all recall here is there is, the pictures in the car happen. And what do we see? But we end up finding out that there's something strange on Charlie, which Barron ends up showing us, right? Barron shows us this, right? They're in that car. They're cruising around. All this shit's going on. Things are getting, of course, we don't see any blood anywhere. They were stopping the bleeding for 8 minutes and we don't see any blood. But here's the, they're in this car, whatever. Get that off of him. Get that off of him. Well, what do we see here? A big patch where it looks like something was on him. Something was stuck on him, right? Just saying. I don't know about you guys, but that completely clear patch right there under his, nip. Could have been that. Could have been his shirt. We just don't know. But, let's just not forget about that, right? That was something that could have possibly been needed to get off of him, right? Yep.
This alleged 911 call. Now, get what off of him is the first thing I think. Get what off of him?
Yep.
Couple of options. Okay. Charlie didn't have much on him. He had a necklace which had broken. He had on a white Freedom t-shirt. He had on a Rode microphone. There's an off chance that some of that 36 feet of packaging needed to somehow get off of him. That doesn't really make sense because Brian's pretty clear that went into him. So I don't know. But I will say that if this is true, and I believe that it is, that it might go some way in terms of explaining why this 911 call was mysteriously purged from the released calls. That's what it appears to be. It was mysteriously purged.
That's crazy,
and why the Turning Point team, who
guys.
loved to tell us what everybody was doing, CPR, being amazing generally, Brian Harpole just getting to work, doing a medical, as he says, Rick Cutler with the tattoo, the mean tattoo, Justin Davis doing 1,000 on the freeway, yet they're reluctant to share who specifically dialed 911. Brian Harpole says, "We dialed 911.
Yeah.
Well, if something was picked up in the audio, if they maybe thought they ended the call and it didn't, and that's what's picked up, you might imagine that the public might have some questions about what they hear.
Yeah.
Point being is, I think we are going to be able to firmly confirm who we is.
Oh, shit.
We, that dialed 911, in the coming weeks, maybe even this week.
You know what I think? I think she knows. I think she knows exactly who called 911 and exactly what exactly what happened. I think she knows, right? Um, she's just like, I don't know if I want to say. I don't know if I want to tell anybody right now. That's where I think she's at with this. Okay. So yeah, like, what are your thoughts? Let me see what you guys said. Blake Neff and Blake Neff and the bald guy they see on camera. I don't know any other bald guys in the entire world. That's the only one I know of right now. And so when they say bald guy, like, that's who I think immediately. You know what I mean? Because I don't know any other bald guys right now. Sorry, I just think Blake Neff, like, obviously. The Garrison Project, thank you so much for the super chats. Snarky laugh on repeat to curb my anxiety. Love y'all. Jeannie, thank you. Let's hear it for our number one Snarky B. Love you. I love you too, girl. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Bossy, thank you. She said for a coffee. Thank you. And Honeybee, I appreciate that. Painful Truth, love the show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Thank you guys so very much. It looks like we're near our goal, and I'm gonna have to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right. Jesse said, I saw someone say that if your iPhone experiences a large impact, it calls 911. And what if the explosion caused Charlie's iPhone to call 911? Bitch. That is so true. Oh my God. That is so true. Wow. I wonder. Yeah, because mine's set up like that too. I have the iPhone, and it's like when you first set it up, it asks you about all that. Like, do you want it to, dial 911 and all that in case you get into a terrible car accident? They know at least that you got into one, and they can hear what's going on. That is such a good point. Oh my gosh. Yes. Like an Apple Watch dialing. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. That is crazy. iPhone had an emergency button enabled to auto dial 911 an emergency, given how he was being moved around like a side of beef. Yeah, that could be, Vossi. Something like that, Ben made a huge mistake admitting he was getting real-time updates from Charlie's security team while he was enrolled to the hospital. His hubris is only fueling Candace's tenacity to get answers. I know that's right. Brian said, why is there so many weird things going on with everything involved with Charlie's death? Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's not just cut and dry. If it were, there wouldn't be as many of us with as many questions, right? There would only be some of us with questions. It wouldn't be like a giant majority of the human race over here going, that's not making sense. It definitely wouldn't be the majority of us. And so it's crazy that they're trying to say that we should have no opinion on this. We shouldn't be asking questions. The things that we're asking are just crazy, right? We're just so insane for wondering about these things. We should shut the hell up and just accept the official, narrative, everything they're telling us. Although, again, it's like almost everything, every piece of this case, there's nothing adding up. It's all just very strange. Angela, thank you for the super chat. Snarky and chat, you always brighten my day. Yes, we have the best chat on YouTube, period. The best chat. Yeah, I just think, everything's weird about this. So it is what it is. And if it was more straightforward, we wouldn't be going, ooh, something's wrong here. Deb Daisy, thank you for the super chat. Duty do. Yes. Pretty much. It's all pretty much duty. I agree. Just like this, there's so many different unalivings that happen, right, on the news all the time. A lot of different ones all of the time. And you don't generally see people scratching their head and going, what's this is weird. This isn't making sense. Something's wrong here, right? We don't do that to many of these, deaths that we hear about. It doesn't happen very often. However, when something isn't right, people tend to start questioning it, right? It gets blasted all over social media because people think something's wrong. In the case of Nolan Wells, the same thing seems to have happened, right? The death, just not very explainable. I mean, the official story isn't adding up. Something's not right. Something's not right. Pitsy says, I'm pretty sure Candace said Charlie didn't have his iPhone on him, handed him off to his assistant. Can Candace say how his 911 call came to light? No, she just said she had a source that, I don't know if he said thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. No, I don't think she gave specifically how she got it. I think she just said that, people are coming out in droves now that the case is going on. There's so many heroes coming out and giving information, and all this was allegedly, but she really has a firm feeling that it's all true, So that's what brings us to, the Nolan Wells case, because, well, first, let me just back it up first before we even get into Nolan Wells, because you just raised a great point there. You know what I mean? It is a great point. We don't go off into tangents and conspiracy theories and making theories up and questioning things on everyday regular deaths that happen. There's only a few every now and again that kind of give us the ick feeling. Something's not right. Something doesn't seem right with it, And that's why I brought up Nolan, because that's happening with Nolan as well. And we're going to take a look at Nolan in just a moment, because there's some craziness going on with that. Like, it's just like this, right? We've got so many questions, and if you didn't hear about it, I'm going to tell you all about it. But let's take a moment to refer back to good old Frank Turek, okay? Because I wanted to, let me make sure you're seeing him. Okay. Because I wanted to just go here and pull up where he said, we were just trying to stop the bleeding, right? This is his explanation of what happened in the car. He said, we're just trying to stop the bleeding. And he doesn't say it once. He says it several times. So and this is just in one video. Just in this one video, he says it several times. So let me close this tab so we can't using up all the internet.
We weren't doing any CPR. We couldn't do CPR. We're trying to stop the bleeding.
That's the first time. This is the second time.
And in the back of my mind, I thought that was true, but am I going to try? Of course I'm going to try. And we were all trying. We were trying to stop the bleeding the whole way.
The whole way.
Brian is generally right. Yeah, we weren't spending time on CPR because we were just trying to stop the bleeding.
Can't get it to roll down. This must be the last one.
Charlie to the hospital. And yeah, we were all trying to stop the bleeding. I mentioned CPR.
Right? 4 separate times in that one little video, he references that that's all that they were doing, guys. That's it. That was the only thing they were doing. Like, that was it. That was it. But, I mean, let's take a look at these pictures in the car. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, let's just look at this one right here. What the hell's this? This is the captain's chairs where he was. This is where they had him laid across, right? That's the captain's chairs. There's the floor in front of, this is literally where Charlie was laying. They must have had the armrests up though. You know what I mean? They probably had those up so he could lay across this. So where is the blood? Where's all the blood? They were stopping bleeding for 8 minutes. I mean, for 8 whole minutes, they're really just, it's flying out of there, right? They're just left in, they're just like, oh my gosh, and trying to, shoving gauze in there and doing all this shit. Where's it at then? Where is it? Because it would be like a bloodbath in this vehicle, in my opinion. The carpets are right there, right? There's still carpeting sitting there. There's a little bit of blood on the seat, like you could see where somebody's hands were, or perhaps like it was rubbed off of Charlie because he had some blood on him when he was getting it, when they were shoving him. He wasn't even getting it. They were literally shoving him in the car, right? So that could have rubbed off then. But where is it? I mean, if you are stopping bleeding for 8 whole minutes, there's blood everywhere. I'm sorry. Where is it? So it's just a question, right? Frank raises the point that they were stopping that bleeding 4 separate times in that video. That was just one video. I mean, that's just one little video of Frank. We could probably find many, many more if we decided to look for it. And I'm not going to, but the question remains, where is it? It ain't in the car. It ain't where Charlie was laying. It ain't on the seat. It ain't pulled in the seat. It's not on the back of the seats in front of where he was. So if it was coming out of his neck, right, he's laying there. It would be this side of his neck. He's laying across the back seat. So that side of his neck would be aimed at those captain chairs in the front of the car, right? That's where it would be aimed at. And if he was squirting blood so bad that they had to literally try to stop it for 8 minutes, you'd think it would have squirted out and got all over this stuff. I mean, not to be whatever, but where, why, I wonder why no one's asking this question, because it's fucking weird. And even if they say, I mean, we heard even Erica Kirk saying that they told her that he was dead as soon as he got hit. Frank said it in that video we just watched. Frank said it then as well. He said as soon as he was hit, he was, deceased. And I talked about this in another live stream when we were looking at that video of Frank's. And even if he was deceased as soon as it happened, he could still have been leaking out blood. Not much, mind you, because the heart's not pumping. So of course it's not pushing it out, right? So it could have been dripping out or leaking out as he's laying there across the seat. But even then, where's that at? I would imagine that Brian stopped that immediately with probably, just setting the gauze right here. Since it wasn't actively bleeding, you could just catch those little dabs with a piece of tissue, right? Or whatever. You could just hold on to it like this and it would pretty much stop. I would imagine, if it's not squirting out, which clearly we see it wasn't. So 32, 33 feet of gauze or packing is insane. And somebody else had said, how did the surgeon know that he was dead on impact? He couldn't know that his heart wasn't beating that whole time. But I would remind you that they did shove 33 feet of packing into his neck. And so you could see how much was absorbed into that packing, I'm sure. You could see how much blood absorbed into that packing that he shoved in there. And the sergeant probably pulled it out and saw there was very little and was like, oh yeah, look, there's not even any blood on this. So he must have been deceased or whatever. Bossy, thank you for the $5 super chat. She said, cryonics, when you all catch up to this theory, then all the facts make sense. Ah, okay. We'll have to look into that. Interesting. And the Garrison, thank you so much. Officially naming all chats true friends of Charlie. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I bet Jesse was right about Charlie's phone. They took it with them and didn't even know the 911 was on. Yeah, I'm thinking that might be what happened. Maybe. Yeah, maybe he did have it on him while he was sitting there. Maybe Candace said they generally handed it off to their assistants, right? She said, she'd been doing this with him a while, and sometimes they would hand their phones off to their assistants before they sat down to start. But maybe Charlie just kept his in his pocket that day. And, when he fell to the ground and got jostled, perhaps it did call. And maybe what Candace was thinking of, highway sounds, maybe it was them carrying Charlie to the car saying, we got him. But then they said, we're in the car. So they must have been in the car at that point. We're going to have to hear it to hear exactly the timing, and the outside sounds that she was hearing. But I don't think she would mistake, driving sounds with carrying Charlie across a parking lot sounds. And yeah, it's just very, very interesting that there's just no blood anywhere for the amount of times they said they had to stop that bleeding and couldn't do, for 9 minutes. That's like all they did. They were just literally like trying to control that so badly for 9 hole, or 8 minutes. He said 8 to 9 minutes, just guessing, you know. What if Candace was one of Charlie's emergency contacts in his phone if his phone called 911? Oh, yeah. That could be. Yeah, because you get the, what are they called? Those ICE contacts in case of emergency contacts. I got stabbed. Oh my God, Byron, I'm sorry to hear that. 6 years ago and bled out crazy. Charlie's neck would have been way worse. Yeah. Yeah, my ex-husband actually got stabbed in the calf, and his blood was completely full of, I mean, his boot was completely full of blood. His work boot was completely full of blood. And then he walked into the store to ask them to call their sit down or something like that. He walks into the store where he got stabbed in his leg, and there was blood on the floor of that too. Like, and that was just in the leg, you know? Jamie, I get upset about all the lies. I know. It's not cool at all. It's just wild to me, man. They contaminated everything by moving him. Why didn't they stop bleeding until paramedics arrived? You know what's the funny thing? There was 2 paramedics standing right there. And I'm actually watching a video now that was prepared by somebody else who sent it to me. Let me pull up his name real quick because I don't want to say it without saying his name. That's rude. He sent me the video here. Let me see what's his. I don't want to say his real name, but this was from. Let me see. I don't want to say his name. Hold on, I can't. But anyway, somebody sent me a video about that, the paramedics specifically, and yeah, specifically the paramedics and what happened with them. And there was 2 paramedics standing right there. They followed him to the vehicle. They were standing outside the vehicle when they shoved Charlie in, and he was trying to give them his bag. He was like, do you want this bag at least with like some medical shit in it, like anything? And they just completely ignored them. Both. 2 of them were standing right there. They were standing next to the tent and a little bit back when he got hit. At least one of them was. They were kind of behind the tent and in the back. And, you know, if you're Charlie facing outward, they were on his left-hand side and a little bit behind the tent, right where we see Mikey McCoy standing. They were a little bit back from that. And their bags were sitting right on the ground, right next to it. They hear a shot ring out. They run like everybody down the road. And then when they don't hear a second shot or anything, they come running back. And when they come running back, they see them picking up Charlie and they get behind them. They grab their bags, both of these guys, and they start walking behind the security. And they're standing right there as they shove him into that car. Now, what they should have done was lay him on the ground in front of the car as a shield and let the paramedics work on him, you know, until an ambulance got there. Because they probably could have at least kept him, you know, him properly CPR'd and everything else. It's crazy. Stay Ready says, because you're on the internet, homie. Thank you. I appreciate that. Goosebumps, thank you so much for the $3.99 super sticker. Thank you guys so very much. Yes, thank you to everybody. I don't know if we met our goal. Oh, we met our goals. So now I'm going to show you my trick. All right. Yeah, well, I'll show you right before we get into the next portion, which we're about to roll on into, because I don't want to have this be a super long live, but I want it to be very informative. So yes, who jumped the table and pushed him to the ground? That was what was his name? It's not Brian Harpole. It's the other guy. What's the guy's name, guys? I can't remember. Not Brian Harpole. It was shit. I know you guys. Somebody in chat will tell you the name for sure because I can't remember. It's the actual other security guy. Yeah, Rick Cutler. There it is, Rick Cutler. Thank you. Thank you, Elite. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was Rick Cutler. Yeah. Yeah, that was Rick Cutler for sure. And yeah, he jumped the table, pushes him down, and I get it. He was trying to get him down, whatever, but it's very suspicious. What's suspicious here is the camera was aimed at the back of Charlie, but when what's his name sent the uh Farnsworth sent that stuff to Candace, the whole bottom there, like behind his chair from that, like that's all missing from that video. He only shows her a certain portion and up. So, under his chair and behind him is missing out of that video that he shows her. It's very strange. And that's right where all the action was happening, right? That was right where they threw him down and were doing all these things and whatever to him. And so, yeah, they just, never showed her that video. There's just a lot of things that were strange about that. The way they just grabbed him and was running. Somebody should have had his neck secure. Like he should have been on a board. Like there's so many things should have, right? Insanity. How many things should have happened in that situation? It absolutely did not happen. And it's just it's sickening. It's sickening, truly. All right, let me get something here so I can show you. All right. You know what? I'll use this. We'll just use this one here. All right. But yeah, very strange. The arms reach up. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he had that decorticate posturing immediately after, and just very strange things happened to the guy, and you could tell that he was messed up. He was messed up immediately. I tend to believe that he was deceased right at the impact or very shortly after that. I really do think that's what happened, honestly. All right. So my little trick that I know, my little skill that I know, that I also think all of the ladies in the chat should know how to do, all right, is I can pick locks. I've got like a lock here I can just pick very quickly for you guys. Ta-da! And I think all the ladies should know how to do it, by the way. I think every woman should know how to pick a lock. All right. So moving on to Nolan Wells. We're going to talk about this Nolan Wells story because this shit is absolutely insane. Okay. Let me pull this up here and share it with you guys. And this. And this. All right. Okay, this here was just a little lock pick, but this particular type of lock has a very, very easy way to get through it where you don't really have to do much, but I can actually pick a whole bunch of different locks. I can pick all the locks we have in America. I can pick them, most of them. Yes, Dan pushed Charlie over, and then Rick jumped the table and was like running and grabbed a hold of him. They took first t-shirt off and can see Charlie's arm and hand come up with three of them changing his shirt. Yeah, that could have been too. They changed his shirt. That could have been too. Ouch. No, that's okay, Jeannie. That's okay. I just wanted to tell you ladies out there, and show you ladies, and do you a little trick for giving me my super chats. I appreciate that. I appreciate the super chats. All right, so let's talk about Nolan. Okay, so Nolan Wells. Let me find where I can't get to the page where I just showed you guys. I'm off of it now. Okay, here it is. Okay. All right, so I'll put this little TMZ video while I explain. I'm not going to let it play, but I want to give you guys the rundown of what happened to Nolan. All right. So Nolan Xavier Wells is 18 years old. He's a black college football player, a wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College from the Ocean Springs, Mississippi area. All right. He died after a 4th of July outing to Horn Island. Now, here is a little bit of the timeline of events. Okay. So on the evening of July 2nd, this kid makes salmon for his family, okay, his parents, and then he leaves to go stay overnight with his friends, just a little bit ahead of the holiday. Okay, so that was on the 3rd. On the 4th, he traveled with friends by a private boat. It was a group of his high school friends, a mixed group that included, now, I think this has some type of thing. I think what's going to happen is there's some type of race issue involved, okay? Because everything keeps explaining white and black, which normally I don't care to get into those details because it's whatever, okay? Race isn't a thing for me. So he was with some white friends, okay? That included Warren Hudson and Tracken Shepherd or something like that. I don't know. Some weird names to Horn Island. All right. Which is an unexhibited barren island. So they just get on this boat and they're like, let's go to the island. Right. Nobody's there. It's like a blank island. So, I mean, cool to be able to do that. Right. It's 10 miles off of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And it literally has no facilities, no shelter, no cell service. Okay. And it draws large holiday crowds by boat. So I guess a bunch of, kids are like, let's go to the abandoned island. That sounds cool, right? I mean, okay, I could see that. But he was then like, he gets there, they get there. All right. The GPS data on their boat indicates that the boat arrived to that island at 11:14 a.m. And then the boat again leaves at 4:31 p.m. But in between those hours, Nolan never, he goes missing. So he was last reliably reported seen around 3 p.m. near the northwestern tip of the island. Accounts are conflicting though, because his friends, this is where it gets weird. Okay. His friends say that he chose to stay behind and talk to this young woman. Right. They said he was like, no, I'm not going to come back with you guys. I'm going to chill with this girl. Her name's Katie McCormick. And, he said he just planned to catch another ride back to the mainland, I guess you'd call it. Okay. But but the girl says he got back on the boat with his friends. So they asked this girl, like, where's he at? And she's like, he didn't stay with me. He got back on the boat with his friends. Okay. Now, then we get an alleged report that the friend's boat starts taking on water. Okay, they call a sea tow, like it's a tow truck for people out to sea. Okay, I didn't know they had that stuff, but evidently they do. Okay, there's an audio call from 4 p.m. that's circulating, and we're gonna listen to that. The friends, I don't know. It must have been after 4. It says 4 p.m., but they only departed the island around 4:31. So it was probably between 4:30 and 5, right? They call the sea tow place and say their boat is taking on water. Very strange. So his phone, though, ends up back on the mainland. All right. Family actually, I guess, recover the phone somehow. So anyways, a friend contacts the family around 11 p.m. and his mother reports him missing. Multi-agency search, right? The Jackson County Sheriff's Office is leading, plus the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, plus National Park Services, plus the Coast Guard, plus the United Cajun Navy volunteers, right? This ran from the 5th to the 6th of July. And on July 6th, at approximately 8:45 a.m., a U.S. National Park Service ranger discovers his body face down in the water near the northwestern tip where he was last reported seen, right? Right on the shoreline of Horn Island. It matches Wells' description. It's got blue swim trunks on, consistent with last known photos. And there are some earlier fully clothed claims, disputed, clarified. I don't know what that means. Maybe they thought he was fully clothed, but no, he was actually in his swim trunks. So no immediate obvious external trauma was noted by the coroner. Positive ID came back via dental records on July 7th. So between the 4th and the 7th, this case is like, boom, they, closed, case closed. Nothing wrong. He seemed to have drowned, they say. Okay. So the Jackson County Sheriff initially stated that no foul play was identified or suspected at the time, by the 7th. And they were going to continue the investigation. And they say like the area is known to have like rough currents, so he drowned. So now the family doesn't kind of believe that, right? The family's like, yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't sound right. And I mean, you're talking about a football player. Dude knows how to swim. He's not on a boat. He can't swim. Like, come on. I mean, he's a football player. So the family contacts and retains a civil rights attorney, and they get an independent autopsy, okay? Because they don't believe the official story, right? And that's just, look at that, guys, right? You hear the official story from all the authorities and you go, I don't really believe it. And so you decide to do an investigation of your own, and you get an independent autopsy, and you know what happens? The independent autopsy turns up something weird. All right. The independent autopsy notes that there was a 12 by 8-inch area of red discoloration in the deep, soft tissue on the back of the guy's head. They don't know what did it. There's no skull fracture or skin laceration noted, but it's a big red spot on his head. They can't tell anything from the neck because there was things not present because of the autopsy that was already performed. The body isn't like in full, condition because of the previous autopsy. But they couldn't rule out foul play because of that, But their questions are still remaining about how and when he entered the water. Was he conscious, etc.? And the date of death was actually listed as unknown. Now, it gets crazy because let's just listen in, okay? Let's just listen to some of this social media stuff, because that's the main story, okay? So there's all this stuff going on. It's kind of weird, kind of strange. The family doesn't believe it, so they decide to go and independently investigate. Now, look at that, guys. A family independently fucking investigating something, right? So unheard of, especially in the Charlie Kirk case. They think everything's fine. Hell no, we're not going to do an independent investigation. We don't even know where the body is, right? We don't even know where Charlie Kirk's body is. These guys are like, this doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. And so they go and they do their own investigation. All right, so let's take a look at what TMZ reports. This is on the 27th. This is chilling background audio. Okay. Let's have a listen to this. This is supposedly, remember I said they call the sea tow because they want to tow back to the mainland because they're suddenly taking on water or whatever. Well, that call was recorded, and somebody on TikTok who happens to be an audio engineer decides to clean up the audio from that 911 call. And what you're about to hear is pretty fucking crazy.
Were Nolan Wells' friends talking about him and talking about him possibly being dead while they were on their way back to the mainland from Horn Island? This is all because of some audio that we got from officials down in Mississippi. This audio is a call that's being made from the boat that Nolan's friends were on. So after they're on Horn Island on July 4th, at the end of the day, about 4:30, they decide they're heading back to the mainland. And the owner of that boat, or the grandson of the owner who's driving the boat, realizes that they are taking on water. Their bilge pump isn't working, so he places a call to a tow company called Sea Tow. And while he's on that call, there is a lot of commotion going on. And what people think is that in the background of that call, you can hear someone say, "Is he dead? Nolan. Oh my God." It's really hard to make out. This is what it sounds like.
I'm actually going to, because TMZ is such a biased perspective, we're going to listen to this, but I have a very clear version of this, and the people wrote out what you can actually hear. But listen to, I don't know if they wrote it out in this one, but I want you guys to just listen on your own. If they have music behind it, that's so stupid. So I don't know why they have music right there. We'll see if that stops, but we're going to listen to a really good cleaned up version of this. Why? Yeah, they're not even playing this. They're being dicks about that. We're not even listening to that. They ain't even playing shit. They're playing music in the background. That's absolutely insane. TMZ sucks balls. Okay? Literally balls. Here we go. Here's a cleaned up version of it.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Bro. Did you guys hear that shit? They really was like, Nolan. I mean, I can't believe it. And they're trying to act like, you know. So anyhow, let's see. This is from Opinionated Truths podcast. They said, here's an alleged clear audio that removes the dispatcher so you can hear allegedly what's being said. The audio was done by alleged, see, oh, they got to say too, Jeanette Brantley. Yes, Ito. Okay. And then we've got, okay. Hold on. There's some pictures first. Or did I have to save those pictures? Where's the actual pictures? There's some crazy shit with this one, guys. Seriously. Oh, I might have to pull up the picture. So there's an actual picture of him. Let me see if I saved it. Where I saved it. I know I saved it somewhere. I thought I took the picture. That's from her things. Wait a minute. Nancy shared this clean audio. It seems like this one says a little bit more. Let's hear it.
We're just thinking. I don't.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
What did we just hear?
Nancy Grace is a crazy ass bitch. She's so crazy. Yes. So let's hear what she says about this.
What was that? Straight out to investigative reporter Crime Stories, Dave Mack. Did you just hear what I heard? Now, this has been transcribed, and this is the CTO dispatch call. Because, Dave, when I first heard this, I thought, has this been doctored? Is this real? Where's this coming from, Dave?
Yeah, you're like looking at a bunch of kids, right? These are a bunch of like 20-year-old kids, all drunk from their festivities on the island. And now they're like, oh, our boat's sinking. Let's call CTO, right? So they call to get it towed. And here is allegedly, this is exclusive images shared of the Triton boat being towed by another boat. After the viral CTO dispatch call, Nolan Wells is confirmed to not be on board. These images were taken from the boat towing them. So the boat towing them takes these pictures, right? None of this little video here, okay, we can see it back and forth. It's just these people here. Let's actually pull this up a little bit. Allegedly, the kid on the phone here is calling CTO at this time. You could see him on the phone. I allegedly heard that this was when he was making the call. They're trying to say that this was when he was making that call. But if you look around in the video here, I'm going to mute it. If you look around in the video here, there's no chaos going on. You don't hear like people screaming. You don't see anybody screaming, Nolan, like nothing. Look, they're just getting towed. It's just all whatever. Nobody's like in chaos right now, freaking out, nothing. So I guess allegedly they're trying to say like that is kind of like their alibi. Well, this is when we were calling Cito. See, I'm on the phone there calling Cito, and none of that was going on. That's what they're trying to say. Like, that's just normal. But I have a video of the friend being interviewed. Let's see. Yeah. What's his name interviews the
Sitting by
friend? Brandon Tatum. He interviews the best friend of Nolan Wells. And this is what the best friend is trying to say, is going on right after this happens.
Boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues. And like, no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat.
That right there just sounds weird. What do you guys think about that? No, he didn't say that. Hold on. He said, "Oh my God, get on the boat. We're having trouble with the boat." No, he didn't say that. He was just like, "Get on the boat, get on the boat."
Get on the boat. And Nolan said, "No, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else." And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. And like he said,
how many people heard that?
Look, nobody wants to see him when this kid's telling the story. I wish they would keep the camera on the kid so we could see his facial reactions and what he's looking like when he's talking. I mean, no offense to Brandon, but we all see you. We know you're handsome. Move along.
Well, there's
at least
just
five. Everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and three guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride out there with us and in with somebody else. I mean, we had multiple people in our group that rode out with us and rode in on someone else's boat. And that, like I said, that's not an uncommon thing to do, I mean, a lot of people do that. I could name probably 50 people out there that day that ran out with somebody and ran back in with somebody else. So
he's given a whole lot of detail about nothing that matters to this story, right? We're asking about Nolan and what happened with Nolan, and we get a quick, my buddy said like a lot of times, "Get on the boat, Nolan, because we're having boat trouble and we need you to get on." Oh no, wait, he didn't say that, but he said like, "Nolan, get on the boat" a bunch of times. That's the end of the whole story with Nolan. The whole fucking story about Nolan right there, right? But for 10 minutes now, we're hearing about how many people rode out and rode back with, and all these other people like came in with like that. And then they like rode back with like a bunch of different people. There's like 7 guys and like 4 of them rode back. Like, he's not the only one to ride back with a bunch of people. Like, there's a bunch of people that rode back. Bitch, we don't care about that. We don't care about all these other people and what they were doing. Who gives a shit about that? And like, I thought this guy was supposed to be a police officer, Officer Tatum. Are you kidding me with this interview right now? Are you kidding me with this interview? Are you serious? Like right now? No wonder you're a YouTuber instead.
I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but it's not like we just left him there or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat.
My friends asked him multiple times. That's kind of weird. You would say our friends, right? When you say our friends, if they were Nolan's friends too, wouldn't you be saying like, our friends asked him a bunch of times? Like, all our friends were like, "Get on the boat, get on." He's like, my friends asked him to get on a boat. My friends. So were they not Nolan's friends too? I guess they were only his friends. That's kind of odd. That's something to pick up on right there, right? Because that's kind of weird.
And he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody that she heard people yelling
correct
for Nolan to get on. Is that true?
And I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and
I have a picture of that. What? What do you mean? You have a picture of that? She texted someone. You have a picture of that.
the next day, everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next.
You wouldn't say that either. All right. What would you say? Would you say Katie was seen with him at the island, or would you say Katie was with him on the island? That's your friend, right? You sail out, he goes, he's allegedly missing at this point, and you're saying he was seen with her. Bitch, that's supposed to be your friend. You know what you would say? You'd be like, he was with her. A lot of people saw him with her. That's who he was with. You wouldn't be like, he was seen with her. That's weird to me. That language is weird to me. Just talking about your buddy, right?
Next day and said, you know, this is the last time I saw him, you know, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah, so you guys get in the
I wish I could have watched that whole thing. I wonder if it's on Brandon's channel. That's I might have to watch that on Brandon's channel because that's kind of weird. I don't like that. And here's the girl he was allegedly hanging out with, right? And this post says, "Imagine losing your life because you chose to simp over a woman instead of leaving the island with your friends who you came with. Nolan was last seen with Katie. Leave the white boys alone and interrogate that woman. Women are dangerous." Like, okay. And this here came about. It says this is a video of Nolan possibly getting CPR or something. You can hear Nolan wake the F up, or hey Nolan, get the F up. Also, they say pump his chest, or the pump is dead. There's a female voice too. Is that the judge? I don't know what they're saying. The judge. Did they have to leave Nolan or give him CPR? And here's that video, which is kind of strange. I don't know. It's weird.
Hey, we're in the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Yeah, because you can hear a girl right there saying, "We're sinking," or something like that.
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
And we heard that one already with the water and stuff. But yeah, just very strange. Just very strange. Yeah, and like TMZ's all about reporting that he was on this island when the boat left, and we've got Brandon interviewing the best friend, like, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah." And then this 911 call comes out, and it's busted out that the kids are screaming about Nolan being dead in the call. Allegedly is what I hear. So it's like, just proves that some kind of weird ish was going on. Now let me pull up this other picture. Let's see, because this actually is a little bit important as well. Okay, image. Let's see. Desktop. I think it's this one. Yeah, here it is. All right. So then I'm watching Tisa Tell's live stream, and she shows this photo, and this photo is allegedly the day the kids go out on the boat, right? This is the day they're out on the boat, and the same day that they are allegedly, are getting towed in, according to that video we saw, right? So this is the photo of them that day. But if you watch the video, they're not wearing the same things. None of these people are wearing the same outfits in that video. And so it's very suspicious, like, where the video, when was that video actually taken? Because they're trying to say, I guess, that phone call the kid was on, that was that day. However, everybody's in different outfits in the video, which is very strange, right? Doesn't make no sense. Because allegedly, they got on all kind of different outfits. Where's the videos? Here, look. None of them are wearing that same outfits. Not a single one of them. None of them. There's red shorts, blue shorts with, red and white on it. This one has, the only one that has blue shorts is this guy. Teal shorts, whatever. And you see a couple girls here, which, whatever. But it's just strange to me This is the images from the boat that was towing them. So how are they all in different clothes now? Like, these guys aren't changing their outfits, you know? I don't know. Very strange. And let me see what else I have on him in case there was anything else strange that came up about this case. The investigation remains active and ongoing. Let's see. I guess there's been threats against the investigators. That's weird. It says Mississippi officials have addressed the threats against the investigators and pushed back on some external narratives. I guess the Al Sharpton and the attorney Crump, I guess they hired those guys to kind of come in and see, because I think what's unfolding here is something about about his race. Like, they're trying to say this was a hate crime of some sort. And, you know, I guess that's what's going on. Well, my screen just totally shrunk and I can't see anything now. You stupid ass thing. I can't with this. Hold on, guys. I can't see on StreamYard sometimes. Now I can't see anything because it shrunk on me. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on, guys. Technical difficulties as usual. As usual. So anyways, that's what's going on with, Nolan. There's a lot of things, social media's saying foul play, right? Because we hear that phone call. I'm sorry, there's the phone call. What are you going to say about that? How can you deny that, right? How can you be like, what the? Yeah, Horn Island is a 1-day trip. They get out there, they do their thing. Just strange. Okay, Hazel, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Yeah. So yeah, pretty crazy, pretty strange, and I don't know. Yeah, you can hear the whole call. It was pretty wild. All right, so let's talk about this doxing for a moment. I know we really might really probably shouldn't, because if we do, we might get doxed. That's what's happening here. All right, so let me pull this up. Share. Oh, StreamYard, you're so amazing sometimes, honestly. All right. So, look, something really crazy went on over the last couple days with doxing, okay? Some of this stuff is just what I put in here, but this is wild. Yeah, this is just other news. There was some other crazy stuff going on with the drone footage and all the police officers and things. But all right, here we go. Let's look at this one. All right. So what's her name? Not Lisa knows the other one. The Leah Files. All right. So the Leah Files is like a rising social media. She's a beast. Okay, she's a beast. She's gotten all these followers in a small amount of time, but her content's amazing, right? She does deep dives. She looks into things. She actually has a handbook on how to do deep dives for other people that want to do them, especially financial deep dives, right? Yes, I think a lot of us watch her, right? Because she's really good and she gives a lot of great information. Okay, so a question starts popping up. Like, she says she has like this background in, I don't know, CIA or some shit like that. What do they call it? Intelligence background. She has an intelligence background. And that's what's on her, about me page, right? She's got this intelligence background and she's doing her thing. Well, somebody decides one day that they don't believe her intelligence background, right? She's on the Sean Ryan show, and the news comes out that she's on the Sean Ryan show coming up. She's about to be on the Sean Ryan show. And it seems like people are like a little bit jealous. And they're like, really? Well, I don't think she has an intelligence background. I'm going to do some digging. So somebody out there does some digging, okay, and they find that she has worked with the intelligence agencies. She does consulting, and I don't know what that means, right? Consulting? What are you consulting about? I don't know. I have no idea. But she does it. That's her work. That's her job. But somebody decides they want to just basically come out and say, like, no, she's not. She's not like an intelligence person. She does consulting for intelligence people. Like, it's the same thing in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Like, it's the same thing, but they're basically saying because she wasn't actually like a CIA agent or an actual intelligence agent, that it's something's wrong with that, with her putting that she was involved in that on her thing. And they think that, I guess, is how she got all her followers. I really don't know. Yeah. Yeah, be careful if they dox you. Eric will be in heaven playing into your curtains. I know that's right. But yeah, so they end up putting out some information because her name isn't out there. Her social media name's the Leah Files, right? She doesn't have her full name out there. Like, my full name's not out there, right? My name on here is against my better judgment. You guys know me as Jen or Snarky B, but I don't have my full name out there. It's just something I don't want to put out there. And so I don't do it. And that's what she did with her. She just called herself the Leah Files. It sounded cool, whatever. And that's what she liked. So somebody decides to dig up her real name and post all her job info and all the shit she used to do and this and that, and post like her whole resume and all this stuff on the internet. And I guess that's considered doxing, right? And Diligent points out that doxing, attempting to or threatening to dox anonymous accounts on this platform is against terms of service. So anonymous would be like mine, right? Because my full name isn't on here. It says, here's the explicit instructions on how to report assholes who conduct themselves in such a dishonorable fashion. Enjoy. And basically he shares a little clip here of how to report people if they dox. I love his music too. It's like from Stranger Things or something. But it's like, what's a violation? And basically, if you share people's identity and that they don't want shared, you're doxing them. That's a basic doxing, right? So all that happens. But somehow, I guess since Lisa Knows talked about it and reported it, they end up targeting her. They end up basically targeting her and saying, like, she did all this doxing, right? She did the doxing. And so they start going after her. And she's trying to say, like, out here, like, I didn't freaking dox anybody. She's like, I didn't do the doxing. Someone else did the doxing. I just was reporting on it. See, here it is. I wasn't the first to post about Ren. And she's using her real name, which is kind of rude because she doesn't want her real name out there, right? And so by doing this, you're just kind of being an asshole. But she wasn't the first one to post about it. She says, in fact, I reposted what someone else had already found. And no one posted anything that Ren hadn't approved to be posted on the internet by her own previous employer. That's not doxing. However, because her name wasn't out there, it is absolutely doxing. It's absolutely doxing. If you post anything under her real name, which she didn't put out on the internet, it's absolutely doxing. At least it's considered doxing over on X, right? So it kind of just gets a little bit, like he said, she said, it's a little crazy because this girl, she didn't start the doxing. Like, she didn't start it, right? But she gets in on it. She gets in here saying Ren and, it's not doxing and putting her opinion in there. But I guess they put her husband's info on blast when he had nothing to do with any of this. And that's like whoever was, I guess, defending, what's her name, decides to say and put Lisa Knows information out there now, right? They're like, fuck you, we're going to dox you now. So they go after her, which she's not the one who originally doxed anybody. She says that no one's posted information about Ren's family members, again, using her first name that she doesn't want on the fucking internet. Nor would I ever, only about herself and only because she claimed to be a CIA NSA analyst, and that is absolutely false. And even then, I have only stated her name and previous work history because it's relevant to what is being discussed. I would never go outside of that. However, it really doesn't matter if somebody puts something on their bio that you don't, even if she said that she works for the CIA, and that's what she wants people to believe on her bio. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Why are you digging into that? That's weird. Leave her alone. What do you care? I guess because they have subscribers and they're, doing a great job. People are getting mad about it. I don't know. I don't know what the original doxing reason was. I don't know. I guess it's just because people were mad because she said she was an analyst, and it's false, right? But the point is, she's going on Sean Ryan. We're going to be able to watch her whole story on Sean Ryan. And so it's kind of weird that, like, people, I don't know, did they get mad because she was going on Sean Ryan? Did they think that she was going to lie on Sean Ryan? Like, if it was me, I would gather all this info and wait to see if she lies on Sean Ryan, and then I'd put it out. I wouldn't put it out before she goes on. I don't know why they even did that, right? But they decided to do that. Yeah. Yeah, and these are this is one of the people who hates Barron and hates, like, anybody that has a different opinion than Gary from Paramount Tactical, right? She gets into that too. She's kind of like, I guess, friends of Gary from Paramount Tactical, and her account basically saying, like, she reveals the truth about conspiracy theories and stuff. That's her thing, right? And she decided to speak about Candace Owens, and she got a name for herself out here because she goes against Candace and Barron awfully a lot, and so people kind of know who she is, and she's growing. But she did make a comment about, like, how she's not growing. She's been out there for 7 years, and her channel didn't grow, but the Leah Files was only out there for 7 months, and she's already got, like, close to 1 million followers. And she was kind of mad about that, which is like, the public just does what the public wants to do. It's not like, there's no reason to get mad about that. If you did things people like, they follow you, so they like the stuff that lady puts out. Whether she's a spy, whether she's an ex-CIA, whatever, she created a persona on the internet, and she uses that persona to give out information. And they just wanted to totally dismantle that for whatever reason. I don't know. But the brunt of it gets blamed on Lisa Knows, even though Lisa didn't really do it, right? She was just minding her business, posting about whatever, and she reposted someone else's post, and then the people over on the other side decide they're going to go after her, and they dox her husband's info when he has nothing to do with anything, right? And she's kind of pissed. So she's pissed. The other lady's pissed. Here's her. She said, "Why did the Leah Files target me?" So evidently they targeted her for this. So let's hear what she has to say. Okay, so by saying that second sentence there, right? I wasn't the one who found her information, verified her identity, and showed it to the public. That was considered doxing according to X's terms of service, right? They said if somebody's out here anonymously and you identify them and put their name out there, you dox them. So she said she wasn't involved in the first part, which I believe. She wasn't involved in that. She was just reposting someone else's post, but she doesn't think it's doxing, and I disagree with that because I do think it's doxing. If she wanted her real fucking name out there, she would have put her real fucking name out there. Obviously, she didn't want it out there. So why would you put it out there? It's rude. And that's like it's a huge no-no on YouTube. Like the people on YouTube, they don't do that to each other ever. You never see that. You never see people doing that shit on YouTube ever. It's a huge deal. People will not. Even if they know, they still won't do it. It's crazy. It's crazy. They would never. So X is a whole different jungle, right? The people on X are brutal. X is like absolutely, it's a cesspool of just complete and total fuckery, guys. Like, it's like so bad over there. It's almost as bad as Reddit. It's like the new Reddit, like updated Reddit, right? It almost is like the updated new version of Reddit, because there's just so many just fucked up people over there. It's wild. But anyways, let's hear more what she has to say. But the thing is, you actually exacerbated that by reposting it, right? Because you're now making it going further, right? The more you repost things and show and whatever, you're reposting it, more people are picking up on it, and it's getting out there, it's getting everywhere, right? That's rude. It's fucked up. I don't know what you're saying. What? My video's muted? What's wrong? Hold on. No sound. Oh, hold on. This is Honey. Hello? Thank goodness for Honey. She called. She's like, your thing's not working. I don't know how to fix it because it broke, I guess. But anyways, we won't watch these ones. I'll just tell you about it. But yeah, she's mad, and she's not the one who actually did the original doxing. It was somebody else. So it just goes on and on and on. And then I guess a couple of people report this on YouTube. I was going to actually do a live and report it too. I was going to come out here and be like, guys, guess what? There's some doxing going on. It's so crazy. But it wasn't like a big giant like story and news. It was just like kind of gossipy stuff, which I don't mind telling you guys now, like at the end of our live stream, talking about the other stuff. But I wasn't going to do like a big thing on it because I didn't know if you guys would be too into it. So I really didn't talk about it. But lo and behold, I guess the people who did a video about it are also getting like, it's crazy. I guess people are just getting doxxed all over the place now. Even if you talk about it, you're getting doxxed. So I'm just like, why are people doxing each other? That's insane. That's so rude. Yeah, Jeannie, it's something to do with the audio in here. It says it disconnected itself, and I really never know how to fix. There's like no other way to fix it. I think I have to like go out and I don't know what you would do with it. I have no idea. I'm not going to worry about it. That was all that was like the only video I was going to show you in the video section of it. Anyways, just, talking about it, but it just ticks me off because why is anybody doxing anybody? We're not fucking in 5th grade. It's crazy. And if you don't have your name out here and you create a persona for yourself and that's your post, like that's your whole thing for the internet, the only reason somebody would like do it and report you is crazy and be like, oh, their real name is this. That shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't even be a thing. If she wanted her name out there, she'd have put her name out there. But then going after this girl, right? Going after Lisa Knows. I mean, yes, she's annoying and stuff, but going after this girl specifically, when she wasn't the one who did the doxing, is rude too. So somebody who's over there on Leah Files' side that ends up going after her now. It's just like she does it now. And then people were reporting it and going, look how rude this is. People are doxing each other and they're getting doxed. Like what? You know what, Era? They don't charge 5%. They do if you activate like some things on there. So I think it's like a color scheme and fonts and stuff. Like if you want to make it fancy, then they deduct 5% of your tips. But if you don't make it fancy and do all that stuff, you don't get a deduction. So I didn't do any of those things because it's just a little app, you know. I'm not really doing anything fancy over there. We do most of our stuff on Club Vatra, which, by the way, if you want to come over to Club Vatra, you can help support the show and also get into our Discord server where we have tons of fun. And I'm trying to, hopefully we'll build our community over there, but none of you guys ever want to join. So I don't know how to get you guys to come over there and join. But that's where we're going to have our little community for the channel is on our Discord server. And you just go to Club Vatra, click the link and pick a tier and it sends you right into the Discord server. So if anybody's interested and wants to come and hang out with us, I'm in there all the time over there chatting and BSing, and we do live streams and all kind of stuff on there. It's really, we have a fun time. We have to do a live stream soon, by the way, over there. But anyways, Jay, they probably only if you put it in, but I mean, I don't think they save it. I don't think they save it unless you tell it to save it. You know what I mean? I just like it best. I think it uses PayPal, actually, to be honest. I think it actually uses PayPal. So they don't ever get any. That's one thing you can always do, guys, when you're like giving tips or doing any of this stuff. There's always usually an option to use PayPal, even on Amazon Prime, like all these places. There's always an option to pay with PayPal. I always choose that because then they don't get your actual numbers, right? They only get the PayPal stuff. And so nobody actually gets your information. It only gets your PayPal, which doesn't share all that. So that's just a little trick I learned. I don't know. But, oh yeah, Jeannie posted our Club Vatra. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Jeannie posted our Club Vatra link. If you want to go check it out, I advise you to go check it out and join up. I think our tier is like $5 a month. You just come over and hang out in our Discord server. Like I said, we got all kind of stuff over there. I'm trying to build it up. I hope more people decide to join. Scotty, be right back. Scotty's over there. Got to pee on a terrorist. Okay, Scotty, go do you, buddy. Go do you. Yeah, there's plenty of former intelligence agents working privately for tech industry. That's just the thing, you know, if you don't put your true name out there, it's for a reason, right? You don't want your family to get involved. You don't want people to bother your family. You don't want people to do this or that. And it's like, I just find it really tasteless and childish to dox people. If they don't want their shit out there, why would you put it out there? Like, why would you? And I think it says more about the person doing the doxing than the person who gets doxed, you know? And so it's just, it's a shame. It's a shame. Yeah, the membership is to keep the trolls out and also help support the show. You know, every little bit helps. I appreciate it. So like more than you guys know. But yeah, people don't, the trolls were not going to pay to just come over there and mess with me. So that's why we keep it like that. Yes, I feel you on that. No worries. Believe me. Believe me. I feel you. That's only if you can do it. Don't even worry about being poor. I'm not out here trying to get poor people money. That's crazy. I'm not Erica Kirk. Allegedly, in my opinion. But yeah, I can't believe the doxing is a bunch of bullshit. In my opinion, it's just bullshit. It's childish bullshit, and I don't think people should be out here doxing. So let me see. We've got an update with my favorite assholes, Andrew Colvett and Blake Neff. All right, let's see what these little mother I have to say. Okay, let's see what they've got to say today. So this is Andrew, and let's see. Oh, Graham Allen reposted it. Graham Allen is another one I just love. I wonder if he's got a video out that we could watch and mess with him. Let me just look. I really would love to mess with somebody today. Let's see who's out there. I know Graham Allen really hates Candace, and he's really stupid. I mean, he's a jerk. He's a doofus. Oh God, yes, he does. He's He's got a dumbass video about Candace we can watch. Okay, we'll watch it after this. Let me just see what these idiots say. Okay. So Andrew Kovac, this is a repost from Graham Allen, who's also a doofus, allegedly, in my opinion. And Andrew says, "You've almost solved it, Candace. Keep going, queen." And not that my whereabouts are any of your business, but it's fun to expose your sources as a bunch of fakers. I already answered you once. It's not my fault you immediately moved the goalpost and expanded the parameters, but I'll repeat myself. He is such a D-bag, bro. He says, nope, no plans to be in DC or the White House this week or anytime soon for that matter. No previously slated messages were canceled. No Zoom meetings or astral projecting. Same goes for the team. It seems your super credible inside source is taking you for a ride, Detective Owens. Honest question, did you see that in a dream? And, this is Candace saying, like, fun little update. He lied again. I now have confirmed my report with someone inside the White House. TPUSA was in fact slated to meet at the White House. Andrew Marina Minas, their in-house counsel, and Justin Strife, their COO. And that was his response, like being a D-bag. But here's the thing about these posts and this stuff. We already know Andrew Kovac to be what? Anybody in chat know what we already think Andrew is? I'll wait a moment so you guys can answer. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys answer that one. What do we know him to be? Exactly. Jay is the first one to report a liar, allegedly. 20 says a liar, allegedly. Absolutely. We already know him to be a liar, allegedly, of course. And so just because he says, he says that he's not doing things, or going to be in certain places or whatever the hell else he says, right? Doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit to any of us, really. I mean, I don't know why she asks him questions like that anyways. I don't really think, does she expect to get an honest answer from him? It's weird, right? Allegedly, exactly. Allegedly. Actually, where's my banner? I have a banner for this because everything's allegedly over here. I mean, I'm so stupid. Literally, I'm so dumb. I know absolutely nothing to be true of the truth over here. We know nothing of the truth over here. This is like, I should actually put a disclaimer at the beginning that's like, I'm very stupid. I don't know Eric Kirk personally. I don't know Andrew Kovac, and I don't know Blake Neff, even though I would love to rub his bald head and smack him in the face. I do not know him personally, although I do believe him to be a virgin, allegedly. But everything I said on this live stream is allegedly, because I don't effing know. Nobody knows anything for sure from these people, okay? The only people that know what these people are doing are these people, okay? That's it. We don't know. Nobody else knows shit because they're wild, okay? So, yeah, good old Graham Allen is, like, reposting Andrew Kovac's stuff. And Blake Neff, let me see where Blake Neff is at. "22 hours ago, he says, sure, I made that all up from a fake source, but now that you've called me out, I get to answer, or I get to ask whatever I want. Not how this works, Candace." He tries to exert, did you ever notice this? Not how this works, Candace. He tries to exert some type of authority over anybody, especially Candace. When he talks to Candace, he always tries to exert, it feels like, in my opinion, allegedly, he tries to exert an authoritative position. Like she is beneath him every time, it seems. Okay. In my opinion, that's how I see it. It's really annoying because he's a little bald bastard who, allegedly is still a virgin. And so it's funny to me that he thinks that he can be look down his nose at anybody. Okay. He's out here playing war games at some, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Some men's summit where they're all, sitting around in a circle doing some stuff. And then going to play war games, as grown men, as grown-ups. No, it's for grown-ups. It's not a kid one. It's for grown-ups. So, that's where he's at. He's at his gaming conference where they play a giant war game board game with each other. They're grown-ups are there doing this. Like actually grown people. Yeah. And he thinks he can look down his nose at anybody from that position. And it's fucking hilarious to me. Okay. Allegedly, because he is allegedly a closeted gay person, in my opinion. And again, there's nothing wrong with being gay. You can be gay all you want. Go be gay. Do you think I care if you're gay? Not at all. But don't make fun of gay people and then go be gay, because that's rude. I don't like it. And I make fun of you for it. And that's what I feel about Blake and F. But yeah, here's Graham Allen and this other guy here. And Graham Allen, I gotta say, he's okay looking. He's okay looking. I don't mind looking at Graham Allen. What do you guys think? What do you think of Graham Allen? Anybody? He's okay, right? He's no Gary. He really isn't. He's no Gary. And I gotta tell you guys, the more I watch Gary, the more I like Gary. But he's such a dick. But you know what? I think that might be why I like him, because I'm just such a jerk. And, you know, I kind of like respect other people who are just jerks, I guess, who just like say what they think like it is. Like he has such an authoritative way and he says it like it is. And he just like, even though he's totally wrong about like everything that comes out of his mouth and he's such a jerk, I just kind of like him. I think I think I'm sick. I think I need help. I don't know. I was watching him again the other day and I'm laughing at what a dick he is. And I'm just like, I can't even hate the guy. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. But anyways, Graham Allen, I don't feel the same for Graham Allen. Okay. I think Graham Allen's a little D-bag. A little D-bag. And I don't like him as much as I like Gary. I really don't. Let's have a listen to what he has to say, because he's another person who's on the Candace hate train, right? He's like official narrative up his butt 24/7. All right. Let's see what he says. Wait. Yes, actually, yes, yes, we could actually. There's a bunch of pictures of inside of a car that have no blood on them, even though allegedly people are allegedly trying to stop bleeding for 8 whole minutes on their way to the hospital. There's also a bunch of things called evidence inside of that vehicle that the pictures are of. But because the investigators just ignored every single thing in this investigation, they didn't actually pick up that evidence and bag it and tag it. And so we can only look at it and, you know, guess like what type of things they are, like why there's like bags there. We can kind of put it together to guess like that was where they had their luncheon and they just threw the bags in the car, things like that, right? Because we can't really get true, hard, solid evidence without being able to authoritatively investigate this case. We can't just pull people's phone records. We can't, you know, subpoena them to come in and swear on the Bible and tell truth about matters. We can't interrogate anyone because we can't even get them to answer a single question. Like we can't even get one question answered without them being dickheads. So the thing about evidence is you can miss me with asking for evidence. You can completely miss me with that. Okay. Because the little bits of evidence that we have seen, those were just breadcrumbs. And because those are just the sprinklings of breadcrumbs and they're pretty huge all by themselves, I can't even begin to imagine what they would have found would they have actually investigated, right? I can't even imagine. If the tiny little pieces of breadcrumbs that we see that are like huge, like big problems. For example, there's video of right above the crime scene while the police are up there looking at it and investigating it. And we've got an officer in court who says he taped it off. He taped the screwdriver off up on the roof. Actually, that's not what we see. Also, we see several police officers up on the roof. And you know what else we see? They have body cams. But Evidently, there's no body cam footage. These things are all evidence. These things are all evidence, right? But because we can't investigate, because we have no authority to do anything, those giant, huge pieces of evidence and holes we are finding in the story remain like pictures and just holes that we can never fill or discover or anything because we're not allowed to investigate. So miss me completely with that dumbass shit about evidence. Okay. And by the way, Graham Allen, you can go ahead and fuck all the way off for even just saying that because it's annoying to me. Okay. You annoy me. How's that? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Especially, if you want to hear surviving hearsay, absolutely. Let's just sit back and tell the entire story because that evidently is admissible in court over there. Oh, that's right. You guys can't hear this asshole. Ugh, this is making me mad. Hang on. Let me try to refresh this and see if it works. Hold on. I might disappear for a second, but wait a second. Let me just reload. All right. Let's see if you can hear it now. This thing got me really pissed off. I'll tell you that much. I forgot all about it. You can't hear him, but he is an a-hole. Let me see. Basically, he just bitches about evidence. Let me tell me if you can hear this. Fuck, hold on.
Even hearsay. It would survive hearsay rules in a pretrial. Can anyone show me one piece of evidence? I already know the answer is you can't.
Do you hear that? Did you guys hear that section? Let me know. I refreshed it. It should have worked, but okay. Jay says yes. Okay. Jay says yes, he heard that. Okay. Yeah, I had to refresh and it took me completely out. I apologize for that, guys. Hold on. I'll just rewind the second that he was talking. He wasn't talking long. He was just saying he wants evidence.
Show me one piece of factual evidence that any of these people, even hearsay, it would survive hearsay rules in a pretrial. Can anyone show me one piece of evidence?
And that's basically like what he was saying. And you heard me bitching about. You heard my whole bitch fest about that. Like, we don't have evidence because we can't get evidence, right? Like, I don't know why they keep using that, and they completely forget that we don't have authority to investigate. You know what I mean? Yeah, his voice is too whiny, Jay. I think that's why I don't like him as much. He's got the muscles and everything. Don't get me wrong. He is good looking, but he's just not like, I don't know. And Gary's not even, okay, listen, Gary isn't even that good looking. He's just got like all these muscles. And even though his voice after a while annoys me, I still could listen to him. I don't know. I have a thing about Gary. I maybe because my son's a ginger and I have a tendency to like them. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm attracted to the ginger in him and I'm like, okay, he's all right. And I just can't muster up to hate him, right? But Graham Allen, like, he just annoys me. Yeah, he's so whiny. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't want to, like, shut up. Just shh. You know what I mean? One of those. But yeah, he says, it, like, show him anything that's even hearsay. And you know what I have to say about that? Well, you know, they allowed so much bullshit in that preliminary trial. Any of us could go in and be like, oh yeah, we heard he didn't do it. And that's actually evidence and hearsay that we could use in that court hearing. We could have all shown up and said that we want to do that, you know, and that could have been evidence because they allowed that, right? They allowed all this third and fourth and fifth degree bullshit in that preliminary hearing, right? A guy that saw the thing, who said his friend saw it, and his friend's mother's sister's cousin knew a guy at the gas station who happened to know that he saw a screwdriver, and they were like, oh, that's totally admissible. So that's stupid shit right there. Like I said, just miss me with the whole asking for evidence thing because it's not happening. We've seen tons of evidence, right? We've seen tons of evidence. So I don't want to hear it. And the things that we've seen are tiny little breadcrumbs. Like, imagine if you were actually allowed to subpoena phone records and look at text messages and, you know, I mean, God, I mean, I can't even imagine. We could subpoena Frank's phone record. We could subpoena all the people in the car that day, their phone records, and see exactly who was calling who, what, what was done. We could look at Charlie's phone and see all the things he said in his phone. Like, don't even go there. Don't even go there about evidence, okay? Because if it was a true investigation, all those things would have been looked at and taken into account, and none of them were. That were all ignored. They ignored everything. They ignored everything. And so I literally don't want to hear about it. I can't even, like, you can't even miss me far enough with that, because I don't even care what you say about evidence. Like, fuck all the way off with that. Hold on, let me do fuck all the way off with that, Graham Allen. Okay.
I know the answer is you can't. But either way, this is Charlie Kirk, 58 seconds, talking about this real, very specific thing. Let's listen to it.
I don't believe you. I'll be honest, I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. I think you're lying.
That's a good one.
I think you're making this up. But what evidence do you have? Do you have like corroborating witnesses? Do you have cameras? Do you have license plate numbers? Because now we're talking about crimes. Do I have to tell you to stop lying? I think you're.
I'm not going to keep playing it because it has that music in it, but it's just basically Charlie going, do you have evidence? Do you have evidence? I think you're making it up. I mean, like, okay. Yeah. And what? Like, no, we don't have a lot of that stuff. We don't have a lot of those things because we can't get them. We can't ask for them. We can't do any of that stuff. So we just get a little scraps that we get, and that's all,
America, should you have the right to go in front of a microphone and openly lie to ruin reputations?
Oh, whoa. What's this fucker
openly
saying?
lie. Should you have the right? Charlie Kirk himself, nowhere in America should you have the right to go in front of a microphone and openly lie to.
Let me stop you right there, dickhead. Absolutely, you're allowed to go anywhere you want and get in front of a microphone and lie about whatever the hell you want. Absolutely. It's called freedom of speech. Are you kidding me with that? Are you absolutely retarded? What? What country do you live in? Are you serious right now?
Ruin reputations. Well, he's talking about half the country in that regard, but let's just talk about, I don't know, just taking a swing in the dark here. Erica Kirk?
Yeah.
He needs to get off of her teat. All right. He needs to quit suckling Erica Kirk's teat. That's what he needs to do. He needs to, we need to pop him off that teat, right? He's on one, Gary's on the other. I'd let Gary have his Erica teat, but this guy, we need to pop him right on off of there, because that's stupid. Like Erica Kirk. Well, maybe if Erica Kirk was a private citizen, that would be an issue. Like if I decided to suddenly attack Jeannie and go all off on Jeannie and make all these lies about her. Jeannie's not out here. Jeannie isn't out here opening her big mouth and saying things about things out here. Jeannie's a private citizen. She's commenting on a video. That's all she's doing. If I went out here and attacked her and did all this stuff, absolutely. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do. I think it's actually illegal. It's defamation. You're not allowed to do that kind of shit. But when you're a public figure, I mean, didn't she even comment on her political, what did she say? Even my political adversaries or some shit like that. So she admits she's into politics too now, and this and this. She's out here pacing the stage like a tiger, like a panther, roar. I'm Erica Kirk. I'm mean Erica. We saw her. She changed into mean Erica. Then we seen that, she got that attitude on stage. Right? She came out with that badass attitude. She was talking about how people sit here and whine. You can't be sitting here whining about it. Don't whine about it. She acted hard as hell. Then that article came out and she was like, Candace is an ugly ass bitch. Her family said, Erica said Candace is an ugly ass bitch or something like that. Allegedly, right? Okay. She was acting all hard. That was she was trying to go into this new era because she heard everybody. She hears us because we were sick of her whining, right? So she's like, all right, they're sick of me whining. Allegedly, I think her team was like, all right, look, they're all sick of you whining. It's time to come out and let's just show them we're not going to take no more crap. We're not going to take nothing from Candace. We're not taking shit from nobody. That's it. I'm just going to, it's like Erica Kirk's hard era. And that kind of backfired because nobody likes that either. We're just like, no, bitch, we don't want to hear you being all hard. We just want to hear you shut the fuck up. That's what we'd like to hear. We want to shh. That's all. Shh. No. Shh. That's what we want to hear, right? Silence. But anyway, Graham Allen's all up on her teat. He needs to get off. Quit suckling Erica Kirk's teat, Graham Allen. We are allowed to have an opinion on political figures, like public figures, like the CEO of a new giant, huge new CEO of a giant, huge nonprofit foundation. Absolutely allowed to have opinions about that. Okay. Nobody's ruined anybody's life by calling her allegedly a bitch. If that ruins her life, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. If that's like literally me calling her a bitch ruins her life, I can't. But what? That's a weak ass bitch. Okay. Goofballs.
Charlie Kirk was murdered on September 10th. Do you know what Graham Allen was doing before Charlie Kirk was murdered?
Oh, wait, Graham, let me stop you right there. I'm so sorry. I don't care. like literally nobody cares. Like what you were doing at all. You could just skip that. We don't
You're
want to
consulting for the Department of War.
Oh,
Candace
consulting for the Department of War.
Owens. Direct quote. I wonder what that meant. But either way, I mean, comment yes or no in the comment section. This is what I'm talking about. Charlie even knew it back then. This is going to become a very big issue, he said, because you have no evidence.
What's going to become a very big issue? Are you kidding me? Do you hear the way these people twist things around? Like, it's so hard for them too. If it was true, it would be easy, right? If it was true, it would be easy. You wouldn't have to be out here doing all this. You wouldn't have to be out here saying, like, twisting all this stuff around. Like, they've got to be exhausted. They truly have got to be exhausted with all this twisting and turning of everything. It's absolutely insane.
Where is the evidence to the things you're saying? And I think it's so fitting that he said things like, you're going to have security footage. You're going to have character witnesses.
Yeah,
you're going to have
it's like
license plate number, like, you know what I'm saying? But
like, yeah, like you could have tons of quotes from Charlie Kirk. Okay. There's tons of things out there from Charlie Kirk to the contrary as well. What do you want me to say there? We saw the evidence that supposedly the prosecution has against supposedly Tyler Robinson, and it's absolutely a joke. Okay. They dressed up like 50 guys with maroon t-shirts and shorts and Converse tennis shoes that day to crawl around campus. And then they just capture a few of them on video and blurry ass faces and could easily say that's anybody. That could have even been Graham Allen pacing around in those videos. He matches the description, right? Yeah, and Twig's testimony was a joke. And when he gets up there to actually be cross-examined, they're going to rip him apart. They're going to rip him apart. They really are. And they're going to make it seem like he did it. And Tyler Robinson's going to walk. If the jury isn't bought and paid for, of course. And if that really, if our justice system really works, that's what would happen. And I think it's ignorant that these people come out here and act like that trial and what's going on there is perfectly fine. I've said a million times, take Charlie Kirk out of the picture. Like, don't even imagine it was Charlie Kirk this trial is about. Just imagine it's anybody that this trial is about. That's a terrible, terrible, like, it's a terrible stain on the American justice system, even thinking that this would go to trial. And he's going to sit in jail this whole time for the next how many years until it's time to go? Are you kidding? What? Barron said it could be up to 2 years before he goes to trial. He said like 1 or 2 years.
But in Charlie's own murder, none of that matters. That's all fake. That's all made up. Every bit of it. None of it's real. Yeah. If that's not real, none of it can be real.
Mm-hmm.
If everything is a conspiracy theory, then nothing is a conspiracy theory.
That's true.
That makes absolutely no sense, really. I think he just is making things up at that point. Does that make sense to you? If everything's a conspiracy theory, then nothing's a conspiracy theory. What the fuck are you saying? Like, seriously, what are you even saying right now? So annoying. So annoying.
Amen.
The government has given us every
Who's
reason
the
to question
sidekick
them.
is like, amen. He's just letting Gary, or what I said, Gary. He's just letting Graham talk, and he's like, "Amen, amen."
100%, especially during the Biden administration. But simply not, I believe it was Viva Frey who said this. I want to give credit where it's due, but to believe nothing the government says just because a government official said it, that's psychosis, man.
Well, I don't really think that's the case. I mean, honestly, and here's the thing, when you find out that somebody's a liar, you tend not to believe anything they say. That's not really psychosis. That's just being a normal human being. Like, to be honest, if I find out someone's lying and they lie a few times to me, I'm never going to believe anything they say. That's just how liars, that's just how that works. You right now are being psychotic by saying that, allegedly. That's psychosis, in my opinion, allegedly. Saying really stupid things like this and trying to pretend like that absolutely makes sense to a single person ever is ridiculous. And that is like psychosis, in my opinion. If you want to know what psychosis is, Grammy. Okay? That's ridiculous. To say if a known liar lies all the time and you don't believe them, you have psychosis. Like, get out of here.
It's crazy. It's the same thing of that guy cheated on you, therefore every single guy you meet's a cheater. Okay.
No, absolutely not, because it's not that guy. It's one entity doing the same thing over and over again, and then you attribute that entity with the thing that they're doing over and like those very like attributes. You go, okay, they're liars. That hasn't, like, one guy cheating and another guy cheating. That's two separate things. The government is one separate its own entity, one entity that we're discussing. We're not talking about two different governments. Like, you know what I mean? We're not saying like because the American government lies that, you know, the Russian government lies. That would be that. That's not what we're saying at all. That's not what anybody is actually out here saying.
All right, sure, psycho. Sure. That's real. You're right. That's not a you problem. That's an everybody else problem. Okay.
Oh, no, dumbass. That's like super obviously a you problem. That's definitely what that is. That's like a you problem. For sure, Karen. For sure.
All right, sure. Sure it is. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It does. It makes a whole lot of sense. No, it makes
his buddy's sitting there like, oh my God. He's like, this dude's making absolutely no sense right now. I got to figure out how to get out of here.
Makes no sense. That's the thing. Again, I say, and this is the point I keep going on here. Show me one, because there's going to be a lot of people that will clip this up. A lot of new creators that have come out of the woodwork that love talking about Graham Allen because Graham Allen is against their Queen Witch of the Coven, Candace Owens. Show me one piece of evidence. One. And this is where I'm going to continue to stand on this.
That's a dumb stance to have, Graham. Honestly. And you know what? I don't have a queen of my coven. Like, I have my own brain because I'm like super old. Like I'm like super old. Like I'm old, okay? And I don't have a queen in my coven. I have my own brain that thinks all by itself. You know what I mean? And so it's just like one piece of evidence that I said you can miss me with that. We already discussed that. I'm not going to answer to that because that's absolutely retarded. You can't, again, you know, what do you want us to do here?
Show me one piece of actual evidence that would withstand the tiny hair-like strand of scrutiny of a pretrial hearsay hearing. Show me one. Show me one piece of actual evidence that would have made it and had been admitted into evidence in a trial. You can't because they haven't. 11 months. 11 months. There's not one. There's not one. And the people will clip this and they'll make the, oh, well, what about these text messages? Text messages aren't evidence.
Nope.
Text messages aren't evidence. Didn't they use fucking text messages in the actual pretrial hearing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just feel like beating my head against the wall. Did this guy say that for real? Did this guy really say that for real? Text messages aren't evidence. Okay, well, you let them know at the pretrial hearing that those text messages that they are using to end Tyler Robinson's life with aren't evidence. Let them know. Oh, that's right. They used them though. They used them. So they must have been evidence. Like, so what you're saying sounds like psychosis. It sounds like psychosis to me, or like psychosis a little bit, allegedly.
And that's what you said, right? Because we got text messages from Tyler Robinson to his lover, but that's not evidence.
That's a good one.
Well, that's what they say.
That's a good one.
Oh, well, what about when Charlie said this in private text messages? We'll talk about the text messages that Candace Owens revealed here in a minute. Personal frustration in a text message versus what someone actually says publicly when they've had a chance to collect themselves.
Oh my gosh, is he for real right now?
Like an adult.
So now Charlie's personal text messages, those really don't matter because, you know, he had a chance to collect himself and stuff like that. Yeah, all of his evidence or all of his things are just about Candace Owens, like Candace. Oh, Candace. A lot of these can't look Candace. That's crazy. Candace. Oh my god, that's so ridiculous out here, honestly. Yeah, we'll have to look at some more Graham stuff. I enjoy watching his videos. I enjoy Gary better. I enjoy Gary way more because at least he's like way hotter than Graham in my opinion. I mean, so I enjoy watching him more because at least, you know, we can look at him. But and again, Graham has like really doesn't make much sense. The things he say just really doesn't make much sense, you know. That's the whole thing that they stand on is show me some solid evidence. Show me some hard evidence, you know. And yet the things that Candace shows is like they say it's not evidence. And meanwhile, it's like at least there's a little bit of evidence there. And it was gathered without any type of authority, which you definitely need in order to gather evidence. So it's like really hard to gather evidence. It's ridiculous. It's like around and around and around they go, you know? I just can't with them. Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that, Kathy. I think I saved that on my X. Let me see if I did. I think I actually did save that on my X account because I was like, oh no, he didn't. Let me see. We could actually look at some of this stuff actually, because some of it was pretty crazy. Let me pull it up. Thank you for reminding me about that, because yes, he did. It was wild. It was wild. I couldn't believe he said that. And like just like it was totally normal. And Blake Neff, this is the thing about the roof. All these officers up there. That was a crazy story. What was this? Oh, this was her. Man, don't tell me I didn't save that. I saved a bunch of stuff. It's so hard to pick what to tell you guys about and talk about. Yeah, this is all that stuff on the Leah files. I thought I saved that thing from Andrew, man. That's going to drive me batshit crazy now. Let me see if I have it under my other tab without making you guys dizzy from going through everything. Nolan Wells. Oh, that's under Nolan's. Let me see. Let me just search for it. I can maybe find it just by actually searching for it. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's not get my search bar. Okay, what was that? Andrew. Hires an Etsy witch. Maybe it'll show it here. Hold on. They make it so difficult. All right, can you guys see that? Okay.
So Andrew Colvett made another slip up that was discovered. Remember that Jezebel article about the Etsy witch curse that was put on Charlie Kirk right before he was removed? Well, listen to what Andrew Colvett has to say about that.
There's this one tweet we're looking at right here. We can put it up on the screen. It says, using the spiritual power contained within my favorite childhood stuffed toy as a conduit, I condemn your soul, Andy. No, you will begin coughing in a week. And it's pictures of some like voodoo doll ritual, which is like really disturbing. There's a picture of this trans person that is doing this. And it looks like a very disturbed, dark individual. I'm assuming this is a male dressed up like a woman. And that's the person putting this sort of hex on you or something, right? And why this, when I saw this, I was like, Andy, you got to come on, is because it instantly reminded me of what it reminded you. You posted about it, but instantly when I saw the threats against you, And I remembered, we paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk right before he was killed. And
Do you guys hear that shit?
I remembered, we paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk right before he was killed.
Andrew, just do yourself a favor and quit talking.
Girl, she knew that was right. You believe that stuff? Unbelievable. Yeah, does Candace have a time up yet? She's got to be coming on any minute. Elizabeth must be running late on the live stream because I've already told Graham Allen to fuck all the way off with that. Actually wore my fuck all the way off shirt today. Let me see if I can show you guys it. Fuck all the way off. Fuck all the way off Graham Allen because everything you say is really, really stupid. And we just don't care. Like, we really don't. I mean, we care to look at you if you want to show your muscles, but that's about it. I apologize, but like, us ladies, we're old enough. We can definitely just enjoy their muscles and not have to hear the words that come out of their dumbass mouths, allegedly. How did Graham Allen even insinuate himself into the case? Candace actually knew Charlie. How's Graham even involved? Talk about entitlement. I think Graham claims that he knows, he knew Charlie and he knows Erica. I think I'm almost sure he said that. But yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. The thing about it is, I don't care if they have other opinions. Like, if they're out here stating their opinions, I don't care about that. I don't find like Gary's post about something saying like, this is what happened. I don't take his post and repost it and then just attack him about being so stupid. I just laugh at it and I move on. I don't care about other people's opinions if they're not matching what I'm discussing. Like, whatever it is, I don't care if you have a different opinion. Have fun with it. Like, everybody has their own opinion. I say this a million times, but they actually are getting pissed. They're actually getting mad. They're like pissed off at us if we post something or if we make a video about something. They're like, oh, these smaller creators like me. I'm a smaller creator. They're out here jumping on the bandwagon, making videos about this and this and that. I'm sorry, I had to watch a man die. If I want to have an opinion on it and talk about it and involve myself in what happens, now this entire case, I have a right. I have an absolute right to do so because I had to watch him die. I've never had to watch another human being die, ever. That's the first time I've ever seen anything like that in my life. I've never, ever. Not a grandparent, not a sick anything. I had to put my dog to sleep once. That was horrible, right? But I never watched a grown, alive human being die in front of me. That they made me watch that. And so I'm a smaller creator. And if I want to come out here and I want to talk about it over and over and over a million times and give my opinion on it and follow the case and discuss what I think is going on, I'm entitled to do so. I'm entitled to do so. And now you put me in Charlie Kirk's business when you put him on my screen. And so that includes what? What's that include? The entire Tyler Robinson case? Everything going on with Erica Kirk? Everything going on with Turning Point USA? It includes all the people that are talking about it, the people that are talking about it that have a different opinion as mine. I'm allowed to talk about them. I'm allowed to look at it. I'm allowed to do that. I can do whatever the fuck I want now because you made me watch it. You made me see it. I didn't ask to see that. And you know what's funny? They want to relate this to Sandy Hook. They want to come out here and talk about Sandy Hook, but they literally forgot. They honestly, literally forgot that they forced millions of people to watch this man get killed. They forgot that part. And so who knows how much trauma we're all going to have, right? We might all start having super bad mental, like post-traumatic stress syndrome and have to really, if a whole bunch of us start having post-traumatic stress syndrome over it, like what's going to happen with that? What are we all going to do? They forget that part. They forget that. Sandy Hook, nobody had to watch them kids, lose their lives. Nobody had to watch any of that. Alex Jones reported on it, and he said stuff that was like whatever the case was. They say he was like harmful to the people that were going through this and this and this and whatever. But no, we're the ones that are getting harmed. We got harmed by this, like big time. They totally, that like slips their mind. They really slips their mind that we had to watch that, and that's a huge traumatic issue for a lot of us, you know. So what happens when we all decide we have post-traumatic stress syndrome now? We're all mentally harmed by that. We have a big issue. Like, what do we do? What do we do? Is that like a lawsuit in itself? Like, who do we sue for that? Because like millions of us got traumatized by that. So I don't want to hear. It's like Sandy Hook. No, the fuck it wasn't. Not at all. It wasn't like Sandy Hook at all. He wasn't forced to watch those things. So he, he made it his business when it probably, it's his business in the sense that it's news and it happened and he had a right to talk about it, of course. But he also wasn't personally traumatized by what happened, like we all were. And if you have a small channel and you want to talk about it, I think you should. Absolutely, I think you should. I think the more voices that are lent to this, the better. Because that's exactly what they want to do. They want to silence us having any opinions on anything. Like, what are we supposed to come out here and talk about if we're not here to give our opinions? That's the whole reason YouTube exists. Well, it started out as a dating app, I guess. It started out like a dating service where you come on and you make videos about yourself and this and that, and then it turned into what it is today. But that's why people come out here and talk, because people want to hear their opinion. If you guys didn't want to hear my opinion, why are you here? Like somebody left a comment the other day. It was like, you stop the video too much and give your opinion about it. You should just let the video play. Well, the point is, look, I hate that too. Let me tell you something. I watch tons of people who do the same thing I do, right? We get on and we give our opinions about the videos. And sometimes I get them like, shut up. I just want to hear what they have to say. Like, I don't want to. So then I'll go find the source video and I'll watch that if that's what happens, but it's like, people are here to hear our opinions. That's the whole reason, I have snarky, rude opinions and I'm a jerk sometimes and whatever. And you guys you guys can relate and you have like similar opinions. And so we all get a laugh out of things and we have a good time, but they want to silence your opinion. What are we going to even talk about? We're going to sit here and just say the same thing that Newsmax and News Nation or whatever the hell they are talking about. This just in. Blake Neff is allegedly still a virgin. Allegedly, I guess. Yes, Project Nexus. See, I created my channel as a result of Charlie's death, but I wanted to do it long before, but that finally motivated me. God said it was time I get off my butt. Exactly. I mean, everybody's entitled to get out here and give their opinions and talk about this stuff, and you'll find a lot of people that are like you who will gravitate towards your channel and listen to your opinions because they want to hear your opinions and stuff. And like here, I like to hear you guys' opinions too. I read every comment. Like I'm having a hard time answering them all, but I damn well read them all. I'll at least read it and go through and, scroll down and read the next ones. Cause that's what I care about. I like to hear what you guys have to say. Even live, we talk about stuff. We veer off topic a lot, just like, cause I'll see what you guys are saying in chat and want to like talk about it or whatever. We looked at that whole thing from Andrew cause somebody said, oh, guess what? Was it Kennedy said that? Or who said that now? I'm going to forget. But yeah, it was like, oh, don't forget about Andrew. So we veer off topic. But like, that's the whole point. They're trying to say it's like Sandy Hook and stuff. And it's just, come on. No, it's not. There's a big, huge difference there. And that's, we had to watch somebody get unalived in front of us. So now we have problems. We have lots of mental issues. Like we're all out here like, oh my God. It was a very traumatic event. It's ignorant. But anyways, yeah, that was all I had for you today. It's like a slow week, but Candace is about to come on and she is popping off and I can't even imagine what she's talking about today. It's going to be pretty crazy. Maybe we'll do Maybe we'll do like a watch party over on Club Vatra if you guys want to go over. Maybe we'll do like a watch party of Candace over there. That might be fun. That might be fun because you know she'd be saying all kinds of stuff and I'll be freaking out. Yes, that's true. Yes, I do the same thing. Every time I click on a video, I click like, even if I don't know if I'm gonna like it yet, because I feel like that's so important to the creator. You know what I mean? And even if I click on a video, they did enough work to get me to click on their video. They deserved my like. So even if I, yes, yes, that's right. Columbine was traumatic or 911. This was much different though. Exactly. But yes, I don't know. We might be live again this week. Just depends because like I said, Candace is revealing a lot of stuff. Who knows? Baron's been revealing a lot of stuff. There's so much stuff to talk about, but we might be live again. I always enjoy doing the lives because you guys are so much fun. I appreciate every single one of you, like seriously, for stopping by and hanging out with me. I literally don't know what I would do if you guys didn't come. I'd be like, I would turn it off. I wouldn't even stay live. So I appreciate all of you guys so very much. I love you all so very much. And yeah, go check us out over on Club Vatra. I think we're gonna go over there and do a watch party. So if you guys want to go over, whoever's on there already, and we'll watch Candace. That's gonna be fun. Anyways, I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh yeah, keep an eye out on the communities tab, like that little stupid Facebook tab that YouTube now has. It's like Facebook. Keep an eye out over there for updates and stuff. I'll start posting more stuff over there, pictures and just updates and whatever. We'll use it like as a Facebook, even though it's YouTube. We'll just use it as a Facebook for like updates and crap. So keep an eye out on that. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, a lot of you guys are not subscribed. I had a couple of people tell me they thought they were and they weren't. So make sure you are. All right. I love you all so very much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Let's wrap on this night. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a final word before you go. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you got a laugh, it was all worth it. If you didn't like it, I don't give a shit. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go.
Subscribe.